You doing YouTube? I'm back with another video. And today's topic I want to discuss a very powerful topic, which I've heard a lot of theologians talk about, which I agree totally. Being a I guess one of the theological culture as well, I feel that this needs to be addressed. The actual purpose of Shemitic languages that Yeshua HaMashiach, Mashiach, or the Messiah spoke. A lot of people, and I've heard a lot of ignorant, stupid people that have this concept that they think that Yeshua spoke English. Yeshua never spoke any English, because when you look at it, English was not even discovered yet. Even when you find in Acts of the Apostle, and I'm using what the translators gave us as Acts of the Apostle, you find that when Shaul was giving his testimony to Agrippa, one of the kings of Yehuda, or what they translated as Judah, you find that it was in the Hebrew tongue, or what we know as the Aramaic script that they used after coming out of Babylon. We find that when he would have spoken to him, it wouldn't have been calling him Jesus. He would have used in the Hebrew tongue, he would have called him Yeshua. So that show right there that Yahushua didn't use English. It was in the Hebrew tongue. English had not been discovered until 995 AD. The century and the period is too early. Even when the apostles came, the apostles, or the Shelah in Aramaic, which means to be sent, they only lived about 100 years of the first century of the Anno Dominion time, or the Gregorian calendar time. So my thing is, if you think he spoke English, you're stupid and you need your head examined, because that's theologically, that is totally wrong. Yeshua would have only spoke Aramaic and Greek. And even when even the Latin speakers of Rome, they had not even had the letter J, as I told you, because that just came 600 years ago. So the Shemitic tongue is what they would have been in, and or would have spoken in. We got to look at culture, and we got to look at ancient biblical literature, and we got to look at the perspective of where they came from. They and the Palo-Hebrew, they spoke that. So, and that was, at that point of them leaving out of Egypt and then going back into Babylon and Mesopotamian countries, they got the Aramaic script again. I didn't want to get too deep and expound too much on that. I'm just giving an example that we have to stop being stupid. And the whole point is that we must understand that by English being discovered, there's been a lot of perverted things in what we call, or what we know as the scripture, or the translated scripture. There's been a lot of perversion and things that actually, in terminologies that actually came off of pagan worships. And as I cover more throughout these videos, we'll get into more stronger, detailed, discussed topics, because this is important for us to know. That's it for this video. I'm out. Peace.